I think people forget, because you look at him, such a big guy and mature looking, he's 21.
Yeah.
He's the same age as us, effectively.
You'd think he's been around for a good while now, isn't he? Because he's always in the media.
Definitely, but he's not. He's a lot like Theo Walcott and Wilshere and Chamberlain at Arsenal. They're only 21 or whatever.
I think Chamberlain's only 18, 19.
19.
He's younger than us.
He's younger than us, or me certainly.
Starting to think I might not make it.
And you've got to remember that these guys are
developing players.
They've got the same maturity levels as us as well, probably.
Yeah.
But yet they've got all this pressure that they've got to lead a football team to.
It's not even like the small clubs; they're like these huge.
The biggest clubs. Some of the biggest clubs.
Yeah.
I think Oxlade-Chamberlain knew how big a club he was at when he was on the cover of FIFA.
Oh,
that's when you know you've made it.
You've made it when you're on FIFA. Hasn't Walcott been on it as well?
I think he has, yeah.
Yeah, so there must be something about Arsenal.
They're pretty fast and loose about who they put on nowadays.
I think Joe Hart was on one.
Yeah, did show that. That's a cracker out of it.
Staying with transfers, Arsenal did sign someone. Would you think? Should they have?
It's good that it means Santos won't have to play anymore.
And that's
but
always
aside
a positive
for that,
thing.
It's really not where they needed to strengthen.
A £10 million left back when they could have bought a centre back,
a
centre mid, or a centre forward.
Why didn't they buy Dembaba?
Exactly. Why didn't they sign Schneider? £8 million.
Yeah.
Alright, his wage demands were probably a match for anybody's, but he's one of the great midfield
They
players.
could have
just
afforded
now,
him if
they really tried.
Oh, sorry, I go.
Well, that's something they need. They need somebody that's a world class player that can, like, put a spine in the team and lead it, and get them wins. Get them wins when they need them in the big games like Man City, Man U, Liverpool, and they're just not getting them.
I think Wilshere could be that player, but not for a good few years yet.
I was surprised that they didn't go for any of the players that Newcastle signed, because they were forever linked with like Mr. Sissoko and his name escapes me, the centre back they signed as well. And you'd think Arsene Wenger being French, you'd think he would have he would know about League One, and he would maybe
Debussy as well.
invest.
Debussy was well known. Chelsea wanted him this summer.
He was the standout player for me at Euro 2012. I was really impressed with Debussy. I thought he done really well. I thought Newcastle done well to get him. But yeah, I think Arsenal certainly should have. I think there was like at least 3 signings they should have made. I think definitely centre back.
I think they could benefit from having some English players in there as well, because like
I don't think they've got a fighter.
No,
aside from Wilshere.
I think they could have even
when he's
offloaded.
fit.
Yeah, definitely.
Offloaded a couple of players, like maybe Jorginho, like.
Well, Shamak went to West Ham.
Shamak, yeah.
So that's one bit of Deadwood.
They don't have like you said, they don't have a natural leader in there. They've not got a natural goal scorer. No. And now Bill Giroud, he's starting to hit a bit of form now, but he's not getting the goals enough that will get Arsenal to the Champions League places.
A player I do like that's come back from that is Diaby. I can see a bit of Patrick Vieira at times in him. Obviously, he's nowhere near Patrick Vieira's level.
He's great with the ball at his feet though. And,
yeah.
He spots the passes that not many do, but his injury problems are.
Yeah. Arsenal have got a lot of players like that as well.
Yeah. Hope he's not listening this after you criticised him there.
I know he's a keen listener to the Football Show podcast, but so we send out our apologies. Moving on to the next topic, Champions League preview. We'll talk about Celtic and Juventus. What do you think?
I think what Celtic really need to do is stop Juventus scoring. I think they need to prevent Juventus getting that away goal that could really
kill off the tie straight away.
Yeah, because I think it's going to be hard for Celtic to score when they're playing at Juventus. It's just going to be too much if they were already down a home goal.
Yeah,
they definitely need to take a lead there, I think, if they want a chance. I mean, 0-0 wouldn't be the end of the world, but you can easily see Juventus beating them maybe 3-0 in Turin if that happens. Whereas if they get that goal, maybe take a 1-0 or 2-0 lead there, Juventus might start to panic a little bit. You know, they've not been in great form recently. Yeah. They've not been bad as such, but they've not really been as dominant as you'd expect them to be, especially given their form last season. But
yeah, they were unbeaten. Was it the whole season?
The whole league season unbeaten.
So John, do you think Celtic are capable of beating Juventus next week at Celtic Park?
I think anything is possible. I mean, you saw when they played Barcelona, not many people gave them a hope of getting anything from that game, and they beat Barcelona 2-1. So I think they definitely can beat them. I think the aim will be to stop Juventus playing. They're a creative team, Juventus. They're quite skillful in the way they play, so I think the aim will be to kind of disrupt that and then maybe hit them in the counter. And similar to what they did against Barcelona, maybe not as defensive as the way they played against Barcelona, because it is a knockout tie. But I think it'll be that sort of style that they'll try.
I think maybe what's dangerous is that straight away you're looking at taking out maybe 2 players from the Celtic midfield just to watch Pirlo.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you've got...
He won't even do much movement, but it's just those passes, and you need to keep an eye on what he'd stay one step ahead of him the whole time.
One step and he could be free from you. He's that good, he's that experienced. Look at him in the Euros.
Against Germany.
He was amazing. One of the best performances probably in a Euros ever. Yeah. And so you might stick Wanyama on him, but then Wanyama's not in the game because he's marking. So you've got that kind of problem.
I think that's where Joe Lely will play a huge part.
Do you think he'll start?
He's got so much stamina. I think if he starts, he has to stay on Pirlo. Just stay tight to him, give him a hard time, even foul him if you have to.
Yeah.
But the one thing that worries me is so much of Celtic's success in the Champions League has come from set pieces. That's going to be tenfold for Juventus with Pirlo there. Anytime they get a corner, a free kick in their half, it's going to be a problem.
He's one of the best set piece, best dead ball specialists and as far as I can remember.
I think
he's already scored against Celtic in the past, I think, for AC Milan.
Yeah, I think the main difficulty for Celtic will be getting the ball forward. I think trying to feed it through to Hooper, and if Samaras starts,
if he's fit,
if he's match fit, I think, because I think that they have proven in Europe that they can defend Celtic. So I think the main aim, I think like you said, set pieces are very important. I think Trello Mulgrew will have to be on top form with his corners and free kicks to maybe nick a header. Or
who do you think should start up front for Celtic? Hooper on his own, Samaras on his own, or Samaras out left?
Probably Hooper and Samaras.
Both 2 up front, 4-4-2, do you reckon?
Samaras dropping back a wee bit, I'd say.
Yeah, I think
winning balls out wide as well.
I think probably Samaras out on the left, and I think we'll probably play like maybe a midfield three. Maybe Ledley, Wanyama, and Brown or Kayal.
Yeah.
And if depending if Forrest is fit or not, he could play him on the right, or he could put Brown on the right.
I think Brown would be best on the right with Kayal, Wanyama, and Ledley in the midfield.
I think that would probably be best as well.
I'm not exactly clued up in the Juventus team, but has Forrest got the capabilities to do the defensive work in a game that will be so tough?
I don't think, considering he's just back from injury as well, I think, and he is still a really young age, I think it would be difficult for him to make a big impact in such a big game.
He's not played for a while as well. So.
Like I said, I don't know who plays on that side for Juventus, but you can almost guarantee it's going to be somebody that works hard, is skillful.
I mean, it's a crank goal against...
Might be Barzagli, but I could be wrong.
It's a crank goal against Rafe Rovers. I'm sure Juventus were watching.
Well, they probably were. They probably just didn't care.
I've seen him lob the ball over a joiner's.
I think they'll be getting worried when they saw that goal. But no,
once they found out who Rafe Rovers were.
But
I think one player that hasn't really been mentioned that could feature in that game and make a big difference would be Anthony Stokes. He just came back at a team from nowhere. He's had his issues. Let's call it that, off the field. But it can't be denied he's a great player and he can score against anybody. Him and Hooper haven't actually played up front together in Europe, so it might be
but they have got a good track record together.
They have, and we saw it even in the recent game against Dundee United, I believe, at Celtic Park. Hooper and Stokes linked up really well, and it was a goal that killed off the game in the end.
It's interesting who they will play up front, because they do have a number of different options. They've got Lassad as well, and they've even Tony Watt. He scored a great goal against Barcelona. He could even come off the bench and
got Miku stashed away somewhere as well.
I think he's away in the train back to Spain. But I mean, Stokes could start, or they could probably bring him off the bench. But I think they will do. I think Lennon will bring him off the bench, and hopefully he can make an impact.
Do you think Lennon would go with somebody untried like Lassad?
Nah, I think he's going to stick with Samaras, being that he's Celtic's top goal scorer in Europe. I think they'll try and put the focus on Samaras, and maybe bring someone off the bench, but I think Samaras should be the main focus for Celtic's.
All 3 away games he's scored in Samaras. You can't.
And as everybody knows, that's good going for a Celtic team in Europe.
Exactly.
Yeah, because our troubles in away from home have been far highlighted. So
Foster's got a huge role to play as well if he's back to full fitness. I think if Zaluska plays, we can write it off.
I think we have been missing him. I think so. I've been missing the past couple of weeks. I think you saw it against St Mirren. I just with Zaluska, I don't see.
He just
being a
doesn't look
leader.
like
I don't think he's got communication with his defence.
When you watch Foster play, he commands the defence and he leads the team. And so I think Zaluska has that presence that Foster does.
So just to finish off with the Champions League, a prediction from you all for next week's games. So Ewan, Celtic, Juventus.
1-0 Celtic, Gary Hooper.
Jordan.
I'm going to go one each.
One each. Ryan.
I'm going to go nothing each.
And I'm going to go not bold enough for a score. I'm just going to say it'll be a Celtic win and very narrow Celtic win. Valencia, Paris, Saint-Germain. Ewan.
I'm going to say Valencia. I think they're a more organised team.
Jordan.
That's a tricky game. I'm going to go Paris Saint-Germain.
Valencia.
I'm going to go draw. Real Madrid, Man United.
The big one.
Yep.
I'm going to make a bold call and say Man United.
Oh.
I'm going to say 2-each draw.
Madrid.
I'm going Madrid. Shakhtar Donetsk, Borussia Dortmund.
Dortmund. Easy one.
I think because Shakhtar have just sold Willian to
Russia.
Angie. Yeah, I'll go Borussia Dortmund.
I'm going to go for a draw.
I'm going to make it 3-1 Borussia Dortmund. Arsenal, Bayern Munich.
I think that's another easy one. Bayern Munich.
I think Bayern Munich, definitely.
Munich.
Full house, Bayern Munich. FC Porto, Malaga.
It's a pretty tricky one.
That's
Looking at that, that's
one.
probably the closest match you'd have to say. I think Porto have just got a bit more experience in this competition. They'll nick it.
I'd say Porto.
Porto.
Another full house, Porto. AC Milan, Barcelona. Another great tie.
I think Milan will win the first leg, but Barcelona will go through.
Is that a controversial call?
I'm going to say a draw in the first game.
Milan.
I'm going Barcelona. I'm surprised out of 4 of his only one going for Barcelona. And finally, Galatasaray, Schalke.
The big one. I'd say probably Schalke in the home leg anyway.
Is Galatasaray home in the
Yep.
first leg? Yeah. I think with the signings they've made, I think Schalke will win.
I thought you were going somewhere with that.
A draw, I think.
I'm going to side with Jordan. Well, I'm not actually going to say it. I'm going to agree with the signings. Schneider, Drogba, Galatasaray will win that, but I think Schalke will go through. Moving on to the Premier League, and the prediction: Tottenham, Newcastle.
Definitely Tottenham. Newcastle have been hitting decent form, but Tottenham was still too good for them.
I'm going to go Tottenham as well.
Spurs.
Tottenham. Chelsea, Wigan.
Chelsea.
I think Chelsea as well.
Chelsea.
Full house, Chelsea. Norwich, Fulham.
I think it's a draw there.
I draw as well.
Norwich.
I'm going to draw. Stoke, Reading.
Stoke at home, definitely.
It's a tricky one. I'm going to go Reading.
Oh,
Stoke.
I'm going for a draw. Sunderland, Arsenal.
I could see that being a draw.
I'm going Sunderland.
I could see that being a draw as well.
I'm going Arsenal. Swansea, QPR.
Heavy Swansea victory.
Heavy Swansea victory.
Yeah, I'm going to go Swansea as well.
Yep, Swansea.
I'm going for a QPR win to start the fight back. Southampton, Manchester City.
A bit tighter game than you'd think, but I think Man City.
Yeah, I think 1-0 Man City.
Man City.
I'm going a large Man City victory.
It's confident.
Aston Villa, West Ham.
Probably a draw.
I'm going to go West Ham.
Aston Villa.
I'm going for a draw. Manchester United, Everton.
United.
United.
Draw.
I'm going for a draw as well. And finally, Liverpool, West Brom.
I think Liverpool comfortably.
I'll say Liverpool.
Another draw.
To finish off the show, I'll say Liverpool. And that brings us to the end of the Football Show podcast. Come back next week.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening.
Thank you.
Bye.